Hey y'all, this is AL Think Madame. Thank you so much for watching my channel. Subscribe and like this video. I really would appreciate that. All right, so let's go ahead and get into this video. All right, so it starts out with Marie and Chuck in their kitchen arguing about Hattie. Of course, they're arguing. Chuck ain't been here for her from the beginning, living in their house with them until she gets on her feet. And there's always a new issue with every single day. This day, he wants to know what in the world is Hattie doing that she has to take showers for so long. And her friend is trying to make up all these random excuses that don't make no sense. And then Hattie comes into the kitchen. Water is still going. She's fully clothed. So they try to figure out, oh, why is the water running? And so she was like, well, it was the perfect temperature, so I left it on for Soraya. They trying to figure out who Soraya was. I hope I'm saying the right name. It ends up being some random heifer that she, ended up bringing over. And then they go into this thing where, what did we talk about, as far as company is concerned? And she was like, ask permission first. And she going to try to act like she really asked for permission when all she really did was text them in the middle of the night. They were asleep. Nobody responded. And so she gonna try to make it seem like, oh, well, I just, interpreted your silence as a, yeah, go ahead. When that ain't the case. Then the heifer who she done invited over there that came in there and she in the kitchen with them and then gonna ask, oh, well, are these organic eggs that they were cooking? And he looking like, yes, of course. Chuck is tired. And even before that, his girlfriend, wife, or whatever Marie is to him, she rolled up on him and was like, so what was all that about? And I mean, this was like a while back. That whole situation when the numbers were exchanged, she brought that up and he looking at her like, now, everybody flirts with me, man, woman, it don't matter. And we were talking about something completely innocent and it had something to do with business or whatever. And it was just, I cannot, like, girl, every time I look at him, his interactions with everybody, it just seems like something ain't right. And I feel like he's using her as a beard, but he just has these convenient excuses, or he is just the most random stuff just happened to him, where he just looks like he doing something and engaging in something that he's not. So I don't know. Y'all let me know in the comment section. Do y'all think he on the down low, but wide out in the open, and she's, putting things together, but at the same time, she don't have concrete evidence because every time she thinks she got something, he has an answer for it. Y'all, anyway, so the ladies end up meeting where they normally meet and they're talking and they're unpacking, and Hattie goes into this little conversation talking about how, she went out of town to another part of California. Y'all remember when she went, with Lorraine to, I'm trying to think of the name of it without actually looking it up. I can't think of the name of it right now, but it used to be a place that I used to hear about all the time, that if you were in California, it was just this place that everybody always would go on vacation. They would just go out of town and go there. If I'm not mistaken, this is the same place. Anyway, so I think it was Marie. She was like, oh my gosh, that is so beautiful. That place is so relaxing. Oh my gosh. Were you able to get a lot of writing done? That was the perfect place. Santa Barbara or somewhere. I don't forget. But anyway. And so, of course, she got nothing done because she was with Lorraine, which is, of course, the woman who don't know what she really want. And she just playing with Hattie, and Hattie read her, but at the same time, she still went along with the situation and left. And I'm just like, you're going to end up messing your own dream up by doing everything but focusing on your dream. So anyway, of course, she got nothing done writing-wise. And Nia, y'all know that's the yoga instructor, she let them know that, she manifested some stuff and the stuff happened, and she got this, she's going to go and audition for roles. And they're thinking it's going to be like a major place. No, it's for a web series, and they reading, and I'm like, oh my gosh, no, you ain't got to read her. it's starting somewhere because she hadn't done it in so long. So my thing is, that's fine if you want to do baby steps. She has not acted in quite some time, but now she's realizing, that was her passion and she let that go. But, after that client came up to her and recognized her, something reignited in her again. So she's trying to put herself back out there. Okay, y'all, it's just a lot. And I'm just like, y'all doing too much when it comes to all this stuff. So, yeah, while they were in the middle of talking, Hattie's mama, as y'all know, is Kim Whitley. She FaceTimed her. She like, Mom, I already told you ain't got to FaceTime me. You know what I'm saying? And her mama looking at her like, well, I wanted to lay eyes on you. And she is always calling and saying something out the way. And I was just like, girl, why? She said something about, well, I don't know what you might have been doing. Something talking about she might have been scissoring somebody. I'm like, girl, why? But anyway, they had their little conversation. I was just like, why? I mean, she ain't gonna be in that many episodes anyway. So I was just like, okay, why is she just here like that? Anyway, Hattie ended up going to the office and like she is like laser focused and she's like, look, I got to get into the writer's room. I'm about to go do this. I'm about to go ask her if I could just go sit in in the writer's room. Why was that a tongue twister, y'all? What in the world? Anyway, she wanted to get in on that. So the white girl who took the job that she wanted and the other girl who mad because Hattie ended up taking the job she wanted, they both are trying to stop her like, girl, no, you better go somewhere and sit down because people who try to do stuff like this so early on, because apparently she's only been there 6 weeks, you try to do stuff like that, Ida B gonna kick you out. She gonna fire you, you gonna get fried in front of everybody. And they over here trying to give scenarios about what happened to the last person who tried to, do something like that. And I mean, I don't know why they keep giving these examples like the person died. And I'm like, why y'all acting like people died because they, tried to branch out? Anyway, they did the most. So she actually was like, oh, okay, whatever. And she actually went and talked to Ida B and asked her, if she could sit in on the writers, in the writer's room. And she was happy that she actually showed initiative. And she was like, I like that. I see that. I see you. So she ended up saying to her, I got something for you. And this is like a step in that direction. And she wanted her to go and secure some documents that were going to be factual documents that she wants to read up on to make sure that it comes across to the audience the way it should, because it's based on a real case. She needed to go and get these documents and have them to her by the end of the day. And I'm like, huh? But anyway, I'm glad they were being realistic in some way about this, because them people was like, everybody she called, it was like, yeah, I don't know about the name of the show, because for some reason, Hattie thought that throwing Ida B's name out there and the name of the show that she needed to secure the documents for was going to somehow make everybody be like, oh, okay, then let me go ahead and give this to you. No, they going to have 72 hours to get it back to you. It's going to be a 72-hour turnaround period. Everybody she called. Then she ended up calling somebody, and it's like, she was like, wait a minute. She heard the black in their voice. And I was just like, why are we doing this on this show? Because as soon as that, you have to see it. If you haven't seen this episode, it was crazy. I was just like, why are we doing this? Don't sit up here and perpetuate that mess. But it's like Hattie heard the black in this person's voice, and she was like, hey, my brother, how you doing? And all this other stuff, and buttered him up. And of course, he ended up being a fan of the show. He ended up being able to get the documents for her, and the time frame that she was going to have to get there was so tight that she was 5 minutes late before they were going to close. And she had to persuade this security officer that was standing at the door, letting her know that, the building's closed, you can't get in. She lucked up because he likes studs and tomboys and all this other stuff. And I was like, is he joking? But no, he wasn't. He was like, okay, then, I like that. And he was trying to get her number. And she was looking like, dang, I got to do what I got to do to get this stuff for Ida B. So she ended up, I guess, actually giving him her number. And I was just like, okay, this is too much. So anyway, meanwhile, Nia is at the audition and she sees like a whole bunch of black women, and two of these dark-skinned black women are standing in line, and she's nervous, and they're talking to her, and she's kind of looking like, okay, why are we even here if there are so many negatives against us? Because they even threw in the fact that, they probably ain't gonna do nothing but pick the light-skinned girl anyway, because they still are the ones that everybody wants. And then they ended up panning the camera over there to this light-skinned girl. I was like, why are y'all doing this? But Ned was like, well, why are we doing this? Like, I was just like, y'all is doing too much in your life. It's crazy because the way that certain situations happen in this show, it literally is stuff that people in real life do. Like when sometimes I'll be on the phone and I'm like, man, here we go. And then I'll hear someone who you can tell is clearly black. I'm like, okay, maybe I'll get somewhere. Maybe they'll understand my plight. And that's exactly what Hattie was trying to convey. It wasn't a situation where, I'm, being racist and all this other stuff that people want to try to associate with that. No, it's just familiarity. And sometimes you got to do what you got to do because you already know other people might not understand the depths in which you're trying to go to get what you need done. So anyway, with that situation over and done with, Nia, she did the audition. They cut her off. I was like, girl, unless a miracle happened, you ain't gonna get that. So later on, they ended up calling her by accident. And one of the people that was in the room, and he was like, oh no, you definitely not getting the role. You definitely didn't get it. And I'm like, how you got the wrong, first of all, you called the wrong phone number. Second of all, when you realized who the person was, you read them for filth. And it was so bad to the point where she was like, you ain't gotta say it like that. So she had her feelings, and I'm just like, Lord, this don't make no sense. Why are we doing this to people? So anyway, tell me why, after all that Hattie did to get that documentation, she gets there, back to the office to, present all of that information to Ida B. Tell me why. And I'm like, y'all doing the most. They really had it looking like everybody from the company was just outside lined up, like cheering her on, like, you doing good, yes, you did it, we didn't know if you would make it. They really was doing the most. And then when she got to Ida B was like, yeah, we're scrapping that and we're going with something else. And I'm like, oh no, you done went through the most to get this documentation. So anyway, Hattie was tired of her spirit. And then Ida B was like, look, somebody is premiering a movie, and I don't know if you want to go or not, but somebody else that basically is at a higher level than you really is supposed to go with me. But, if you want to go, you can go. So, of course, she's trying to go. So they ended up going to the little movie. One of the people, if I'm not mistaken now, y'all correct me. I'm the type of person, I don't mind if somebody corrects me in the comments if I missed something or if I misinterpreted something that I saw on these shows and in these movies. There was somebody that was just either in the writer's room that's affiliated with her, or somebody that that is just on the set, on the, what do they call it? On the studio lot. And they made their own movie. And so she made a film, whoever this woman was, she made a film, and they saw it. After it was over with, people came individually to congratulate her. Then when it was Ida B and Hattie's turn, they came up there, congratulated her on the film. And Hattie was like, oh my gosh, I loved it. This is exactly what I want to be doing. All this other stuff. And like the woman was like, wow, oh my gosh, thank you so much. Why Ida B go in on her and was like, yeah, you need to do something else because that was too long of an intro. We don't need all that. It shouldn't take you 45 minutes to get your character established and all this other stuff. Because when she was trying to read, Hattie was like, oh no, that was, for character development. And so that's when she was like, it shouldn't take 45 minutes for that. And I mean, every time Hattie would, defend the woman and really say something valid, Ada would look straight at that woman and read her down. And I was like, no. And then, like, when she was done reading, she ended up saying, well, congratulations on your, movie, on your film, and then walked off and made, she made sure to, like, put her, put her hand on the swell of, Hattie's back and things as they walked off. And, it was crazy because Hattie and the woman were vibing. Hattie had on, y'all know how she normally dresses. If you ever seen the show, she just dresses down. She had on a t-shirt and some pants. So Ida B was like, she looked at her when she, first accepted the invitation to go. And she was like, come with me. So she ended up going and finding this nice, like, ivory blazer. And she just put it over her. And the shirt that she had under it, which was the shirt that she came in with that day, it was a Lauryn Hill shirt. So the woman compliments her shirt, and she was like, oh man, thank you so much. I got this for $2. And, the woman was here for it. Like, they had a nice vibe, and Ida B was not here for nothing. So it looks like things are getting started with, the controlling and, you're my pet and I'm grooming you. And, I'm molding you and I'm over you. And y'all know the little controlling stuff that people have warned Hattie about, I feel like it's about to, go down. But anyway, thank y'all for watching this. Please like this and please subscribe if you already haven't. I appreciate y'all so much. Y'all have a good evening and I'll see y'all later on for Cherish the Day.